Hey, happy Friday. Well, it's been an exciting morning. I'm over here at the post office in Jamestown, and I had to drop off all the postcards for the family reunion, and I was a little nervous about it because I had to bring up an issue with them. Not a big deal, but I was just hoping there wouldn't be a problem, and there wasn't. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But I was driving up here, and Black Powder Smokehouse, the barbecue place, is right over there, kind of like catty corner across the street. And I noticed that there was a lot of smoke coming from the back of the restaurant. And which, I mean, you see smoke back there because it's a smokehouse. They smoke the meat back there, you know. But I'm looking at it like, that seems like a lot of smoke. I don't know about all that. And then I got up to the stoplight and I saw flames shooting out of the back of the building. I said, oh shit. It's literally a smokehouse at the moment. Like, there's just smoke. Oh, shit. And I saw there was a police car parked back there, and there was a police officer standing there and other people, and they were all standing around looking at the flames, and I'm going, do something. Well, I mean, obviously they had, because then, like, 2 seconds later, I heard a fire truck coming. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, the whole back of the building is on fire. But look at this. Now I'm at a stop sign and oh shit. Well, it's blurry because it's trying to focus on the window. Anyway, it's up there and I can't really show you anything because I'm sitting here at a stop sign and I don't want to go up there and get in the way. So, but there are all kinds of fire trucks and everything up there. So that's crazy. I hope everybody's okay. There are 3 or 4 fire trucks up there. The fire marshal's truck thingy, and then like regular fire trucks and stuff. Golly, Pete. It looks like the lights are still on, at least on the outside, so, I mean, that's good. Man, I wonder what happened. I had to text Glenda the Good Witch as soon as I saw it. I said, Black Powder Smokehouse is on fire. He hasn't answered me yet. He's actually working and doing productive shit today, not unlike me, and so he hasn't answered me because he's actually busy doing his job. So, I think it's okay though. I think it's all right. They have plenty of help, and hopefully it's raining too. So, well, I didn't plan on all of Guilford County coming through here this morning. Can I get out? Can I get out? Thank you. Jeez. All right. So I had a little issue with the post office. So I went there yesterday, and they were really busy, and I had to get postcard stamps because I'm mailing out, you know, my little postcards for the family reunion that's coming up later. And I needed 7. I had some left over from last year, but I needed some more. I needed 73 more postcard stamps. So I stopped by there and I paid for 73 postcard stamps. Do you have any idea how much a postcard stamp is? Just take a guess. How much do you think it costs to mail a postcard in the current year? How much do you think? 48 cents. 48 damn cents for a postcard stamp. And I had to buy 73 of them. So it's like $35. Well, anyway, I paid for them, and I collected my stamps and scurried out of the way because they were super busy. And I was going to put the stamps on them, on the cards there, but I thought I'll just take these home and do them and bring them back. It's so busy. Well, I got home and I'm putting the stamps on the postcards, and I'm looking at my postcard stamp to postcard ratio, and I'm going, I seem to be running out of stamps faster than I'm running out of postcards to put them on. I'm not liking the looks of this. It's like when you're eating chips and dip and you have to start budgeting and rationing, like I'm going to run out of one before I run out of the other, and I always like to run out of both at the same. It's like the shampoo and conditioner bottles, but I could never time those just right. I always run out of shampoo before I run out of conditioner, pretty much every time. So anyway, I'm putting the stamps on, and I realized they shorted me 20 stamps. They only gave me 53 stamps, and I looked at my receipt just to confirm, yes, I paid for 73 stamps. I only got 53 stamps. They forgot to give me one of the sheets. It's like she gave me the sheets of 20. She meant to give me 3, but only gave me 2 of those, and then some extras, you know, to make up a total of 73. Well, I thought are they going to give me grief? Are they going to give me trouble if I go back today? Are they going to say, well, you should have checked before you left? But the people in there are very nice. I thought, they're not going to do that. You know, you're in there all the time. They're not going to say anything. So I went in, and that lady wasn't there, but one of the other people was there. So I just explained it, and I had to wait in line a bit. It's kind of busy because Saturday mornings are usually busy. So I had to wait a little bit to get up there, and that's when I was watching all the fire trucks go up to Black Powder, because you can kind of see out up the street, and I was looking, and they were all, oh my God, all the fire trucks and everything. I didn't see any ambulances. Well, ambulance. I didn't see any of those. So hopefully everybody's okay. I don't know, something just got out of control back there. That meat is well smoked now. Woo! Oh, they have good food. They have really good barbecue. Their meatloaf is spectacular. I want to go back and have their meatloaf again one day. You have to go at lunchtime because they run out. Every day they always run out. So if you try to go, they only do it on Wednesdays. And if you try to go get it for dinner, usually they run out by like 6:30. So anyway, I got my stamps. I put them on all of my postcards, and I have now dropped off all of my postcards. I do have an email list. You know, somebody said, why don't you just do Evites for these things instead of sending all these postcards? Well, a lot of my relatives are older, and they don't do the internet. Okay, they don't. Like, don't try to. If you put it on the internet, I'm never going to see it. I don't mess with the internet. You have to send them something in the mail. You do. Plus, other people requested that I send them a postcard because they like to have that visual reminder. You know, they take that little postcard and put it up on the refrigerator, and that way they see it and they remember. That's just how they like to do it. So if somebody wants a postcard, I send them a postcard. You know, it's okay. Some people requested an email and a postcard, so they get both. I try to be as accommodating as possible. But with postcard stamps being 48 cents and the postcards costing roughly almost 50 cents a piece to get them printed, that's about $1 per person or $1 per mailing. And, you know, I request donations. I have a little donation box. I request donations from people for the following year. Some years I get some money. Oh my God, there was this one year recently, I only got like $10 in the donation box. Like, shit, what am I supposed to do with that? That won't even cover the freaking postage to mail the damn cards out. Never mind paying for anything else. Ooh. This road is stupid. I am in the wrong lane. It's a big ass fire truck behind me. I bet I know where you just came from. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Let's see. Come on, move it. Thank you. Very accommodating. All right. What was I saying? So yeah, some years, let's see, last year I checked the donation box and it looks like there was only like $40 in there. So every year I go out of pocket to pay for stuff for this reunion. I'm not sure what we're going to do after this year. I really don't know. We are having it in the same place that we had it last year, but I don't know that we will be able to continue having it there after this year. If I live down there, you know, in that area, hell, we could do it at my house. But nobody wants to come up to Greensboro, and the parking around my house is shit. So nobody would do that. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to have it. I'm going to have to try to figure that out. I'm going to talk to some people. I have a couple of leads. I'm going to talk to some family members about some ideas of where to have it after this year if we cannot continue to have it where we're having it. Yeah, we'll see. I'll work something out. But you know what? I'm at the point where the thing that irritates me about this is everybody loves going to the reunion, but 95% of the people who go don't want to do anything to help with it. They always enjoy going, but they don't want to contribute anything. They don't want to try to help. They don't really do anything. They just show up and enjoy it and then leave. Which, I mean, you know, that's their prerogative. If they want to do that, they can. but it makes it harder, like if y'all could help me out here, because a whole lot of them live in that area and have a place that would work, but they're like, oh no, you can't. No way, you couldn't possibly. Like, we'll do all the setup and cleanup. You won't have to do anything. No, I don't think so. Thanks anyway. I'm at the point where, okay, my dad's sister managed this reunion for well over 25 years. I took it over from her about 12 years ago, 11 or 12 years ago, when her health was failing and she was not doing well. She has since passed away. But she said, I can't do it anymore. It's time for the younger generation to take it over anyway. Does anybody want to do it? And nobody volunteered. Like, yeah, y'all like to come to these things, but you don't want to help. So I did. I said, I will do it. So I've been doing it ever since. We don't have as many people come as they used to. Now, let me tell you, back when I was a kid, hell, you'd have 200 people at these reunions. I'm not joking. We'd have upwards of 200 people coming every year to this thing. Now it's more like, depending on the weather and what other people have going on, it's anywhere from 60 to 120 people. So it has diminished. As the older generation dies out, it seems like the younger generations just don't care about it that much. I do notice, though, the younger generation, what they do is they will show up with a bunch of their friends and they won't bring anything. They won't bring a covered dish or any food or anything. They will come by, eat lunch, and then leave. It's like a free meal. So they just come eat a free lunch and then leave. There is a shocking number of younger people who do that. And I think if it happens again this year, I'm going to call them out. I don't care. I'm like, where's your mama? Where's your daddy? Did you bring anything? Because I noticed you didn't bring anything last year either, other than like 5 of your friends. And y'all came and ate and left. That shit needs to stop. I'll call you out. I don't give a damn. I have no shame. I'll call you out right here in front of your mama and your grandma. They should have been the ones calling you out, not me. Anyway, it's a pain in the butt. Because every year, fewer and fewer people bring any food. We're going to reach a point where we're going to run out of food. And if you are a southern person, that is devastating. You can't run out of food. Oh my Lord. Hey, it can happen. I mean, I see it every year. Like, people bring less and less, but they still pile up that plate and go back for seconds and thirds and fourths and then dessert. But what did you bring? One little box with like a 3-piece from Bojangles I saw you brought. And you're eating 15 pounds of food. That's not a fair trade, in my opinion. But whatever. Hey, at least you brought the 3-piece. It's more than a lot of people brought. A lot of people didn't bring anything. But they sure are lining up to eat when it's time to eat, aren't they? It pisses me off. If you want to enjoy something like that, you got to be willing to contribute. I mean, it's a basic principle. I mean, why is that so hard to understand? I don't know, but for some people it damn sure is. I need to get over there. So, but the way I look at it is, okay, people do like to go to the thing. They do, and I'm glad they do, and that's why I do it. I like for family to get together, and I think it's important. Because a lot of people just say, well, I keep up with people online. Well, it's not the same as, seeing them in person and getting to talk to them. And, I mean, it's not the same. I have tried to keep it going for that reason. But I'm at the point now where, you know what? If I can't find anywhere to have it and we just stop having it, I feel like I have gone above and beyond. I have done everything I could do to keep it going for the last 11 or 12 years or however long it's been. I have kept it going when nobody else wanted to. So if nothing else, I can say that I kept it going a little bit longer than it would have. Otherwise, it would have just stopped when my dad's sister got to the point that she just could not do it anymore. It would have just stopped right then, 11 or 12 years ago. So at least I can say I tried, I kept it going a little longer. But, one person can only do so much. And I don't see any damn body volunteering to help me. Nobody helps me. Nobody. It's just me. So I feel I have no guilt. I have no regrets. I feel like if it dies out, I mean, that's sad, but I did everything I could. But I am going to try to find somewhere else to keep having it, because the place where we're having it now, I don't think we would be able to continue doing it there. But anyway, I'll figure something out. So where am I headed? Well, I am headed to Carolina Thrift down here in High Point. We used to have Carolina Thrift on Wendover, and it was the greatest store. The only thing I didn't like about it was they had no parking. The parking situation was terrible. They had a tiny little parking lot, and you'd end up having to go down this little side street and park off the road somewhere and walk back up, and it was just sort of it was a pain to find anywhere to park. This Carolina Thrift is kind of similar. It's weird. You have to know where it is. Carolina Thrift, so you have these stores here on this street here. This is 68 or whatever it is, Main Street. You have these stores. Now, Carolina Thrift has a sign, right, you can't see it, but it's right there. But when you pull in, you're going to go, where is it? It's not facing the street. You have to go kind of behind one of these buildings over here, and it's like on the side of the building, and it looks like somewhere you'd go to get murdered. I mean, you go back there, and it's just weird back there. It is just shady and weird back there. But that is where you enter Carolina Thrift. I don't really know why it's set up that way, but you have to go kind of around this building over here and go back and go in on the side. I don't know. It's really weird. And the parking back there, at least they have more parking at this one than they had the one on Wendover, but yeah, the parking is weird. I haven't been to this Carolina Thrift in a while, and I thought, let's just go up there today. I have time to go. And what I might do now, they always play loud music in there. I might try to make a video, and then I'll just have to do a voiceover. But so you come in here, and there's a little shopping center, a little strip mall. You got a pizza place, Boost Mobile, T-Mobile, Harbor Freight. So you get in here, and you're like, where is it? Because you stand here, and you're not going to know. And then there's a sign that says the parking for Carolina Thrift is here. So you're coming back like, okay, but where's Carolina Thrift? And you have to go around these dumpsters. There's a bunch of dumpsters you have to go around. And then you come back here to this shady ass, look at this. You come back here to this shady ass looking building, the side of that's it. And so you have to park out here somewhere. This parking lot is full of holes. There are holes out here that are big enough to swallow up a smart car. So you come back here and you park in front of the big ass tree, and then you're here. So it's actually kind of crowded. Well, the only thing that made me hesitate to come here was one thing they used to do, and I don't know if they still do it or not. They used to, on certain holidays, the day that they were open or the day before the holiday or whatever, everything in the store would be 50% off. And I learned right quick that is not a day to come here, because everybody comes that day. Everybody wants to shop for half price stuff. It's not worth it though, because the store is so crowded. You can't even move. You can't even look at anything. So it's Good Friday, so I don't know if they're doing a sale. There's a shocking number of people here, but it's pretty crowded. All these people are here shopping at Carolina Thrift. There used to be one in Raleigh, but I don't know if it's still there. That we had one in Greensboro. I don't know if this one was here in Raleigh. The one in Greensboro was great. I found some wonderful stuff in there, but they closed down a number of years ago. And before that, it was a lamp store. It was a place you go in and buy lamps. They had a whole showcase, like a whole display floor, a showroom of lamps. And then after the lamp store closed, then Carolina Thrift went in there, and they were there for quite a few years when my kids were little, and we used to go there all the time. And then they closed down. I was very sad. And then it just sat empty for a while, and then they bulldozed the building. They just knocked the whole damn building down, and they leveled the lot, and then they put in another car wash, because God knows we don't have enough freaking car washes around here. Car washes and storage buildings. My Lord, they're on every street corner. Car washes and storage places. I don't want to get out now. It's yucky out there. See, I'm warm and dry in here. Boop went outside earlier. Poor cat. She went out and it wasn't raining when she went out. And it started pouring down rain and she was totally drenched by the time she got back in the house. She looked like a drowned rat. She was so pitiful. She wanted me to pet her, but she didn't want me to pet her because she was wet. But she just came in and was just, she'll yell at you when she gets really mad. She's not meowing at you. She just goes, ah, ah. She'll yell at you. And she's yelling at me like, what do you want me to do? So I got a towel and I was going to dry her off. No, she didn't want me to do that. She kept acting like she wanted me to pet her, but if I tried to pet her, she was like, ugh, because she's wet. Like, it probably didn't feel good. I want you to pet me, but I don't because I'm wet and I'm pitiful. But I don't want you to dry me off because I don't understand the concept and I'm weird. And so she licked herself all over. And then she went upstairs and got on my bed and went to sleep. She's pitiful. So pitiful. But yeah, it started just pouring down rain. And before she could get back in the house, she was drenched. Poor little cat. But she loves to go outside. That is her favorite thing, is to go outside and just have her little adventures in the backyard. So I'm going to go in there. I don't know if I'm going to make a video or not. You know, it's the kind of thing where I will, if it feels right, if it feels like a good thing, I'll do it. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'm going to go to the Taj Mahal Mart, which is basically right across the road. I'm going to check their nail polish while I'm in the area. Every time I come over here for any reason, I go check and see if their nail polish is labeled yet. It's been over 2 years that I have been checking that nail polish to see if it's been labeled. It hasn't been labeled yet. Maybe this time, I never give up hope. Maybe this time it's labeled and we can organize it. But I've been checking it for over 2 years. January of 2021 was when I started checking it to see if it was labeled. It has no labels on it at all. It's completely unlabeled. And it's been a mess ever since. There are other Walmarts that have had their nail polish reset twice in the amount of time I've been waiting for them to have it done, and they haven't done it yet. I know it's done by an outside party. I know it's like a third party that does it. I just don't understand why they haven't done it for this store. It's just weird how they've just like ignored this store completely. I don't know, but I did a video this morning with different little plastic Easter eggs. And then I'm going to do a looped video of just the sound of the clicky clacky Easter eggs because I like the way it sounded. I had them all laid out on my little table and I was handling them and I liked the sound. So I decided after I finished my show and tell video that I would make a video with no talking, just the sound of the eggs because I thought it sounded nice. So I have one of those videos processing right now, and I figured while it processed, I would go out to the post office, and I had eBay stuff to drop off. So I did that and got my postcard stamps, mailed all of my postcards. And when I get home, I have to send out the email with the flyer attached with information about the reunion to the people who want an email. So then I will be done for the reunion for now. I have reminders set up on my phone to do all these things. And then later I have to go buy supplies and door prizes for the reunion. I'm not going to buy many door prizes this year. You know, with my financial situation not being great, I really don't have a lot of extra money. Now I have some money in savings, but like I said, I'm trying not to touch it. Even with double the content on YouTube, I barely make enough to pay all my bills. So I don't have a lot of spare money right now. Plus, I just had to pay my car insurance on Monday. My car insurance, let me tell you. So I insure 2 vehicles and myself and my 18-year-old son. Have you ever insured a teenager? Have you done it lately? Have you done it in the last couple of years? Let me tell you. I have insurance with Progressive because they have the best rates. I shopped around and they beat everybody's rates for me. I mean, it might be different for everybody, but for me, they had the best rates. I've been with them now for about 7 or 8 years. Before I added my son, and I have good coverage too. It's not like the bare minimum. I have good coverage on this car and my son's car. Paying for 2 cars before I added him to my insurance, every 6 months, it was like, I don't think it was even $300. And that was with collision on both cars as well. I think it was under $300 every 6 months. And you get a discount too if you pay they don't let you pay once a year. It's every 6 months is the most you can do. I'd pay once a year if they'd let me. Every 6 months, it was like $290 something to cover those 2 cars and me with collision and good, coverage, not high deductibles or anything. When I added my son to my insurance, now I added him 2 years ago when he got his license. He didn't have to be covered while he had a permit. But once he started driving on his own, you have to add him to your policy. My premium every 6 months jumped from about $290 to $1,400 every 6 months. And I just had to pay that on Monday. So I had to shell out $1,400 for my insurance. I did tell my son though, and he knows this, and I will remind him, I'll have to pay it again in October. And I will contact them and get the difference, find out how much would it be just for me, how much is it for that second car and my son, and he will be paying me back for the difference, because by then he will have been working full-time for at least 3 months, and he's going to be paying rent too, and he's going to be paying for his own stuff. He's going to work full-time after high school. He already has a job lined up to start after graduation. So and he did all that on his own. I didn't have to he did all that. I'm very proud of him. He's awesome. He may go back to school at some point in a few years, but he said for now he just wants to go to work. He said, I just want to go to work. I don't feel like going. I don't want to do school. I just want to go to work. I said, okay. But, going back to school in the future, he said he might go back, like go to a community college and, he's kind of interested in welding. Thought he might do something with that. So, but for now, he's just going to work. And I said, that's cool. And stay at my house. And, but I said, well, you're going to pay rent. You're going to pay your share of the utilities. You're going to pay for your own food, your own clothes. You're a grown up now, and you're going to be paying your part. You're going to pay me what it costs me to have you covered, you and your car covered on my insurance. Because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have that second car and I wouldn't be paying. You know what I mean? So I'm going to ask them for the difference when I go to pay it in October, and he will reimburse me for that. And he said he understands, so he knows he's going to have to do that. So I told him this is the last time I'm going to pay this. And he does make a car payment to me every month for the car. See, I bought the car he has, and he makes a payment to me every month for the car. And he has to keep his grades up and all that. But I don't have to get on to him because his grades are great. He does really well in school. He would have no trouble getting into college anywhere. His grades are fantastic. And he takes all honors and AP classes and, Oh, yeah. For some reason, the University of Chicago keeps sending him stuff. I don't know why the University of Chicago is obsessed with my son. They have sent him so much shit in the mail. Oh my God, they keep sending him literature and materials. Like, you got to come to the University of Chicago. Like, why is this one college so obsessed? I don't know. No other college has done that to the extent that they have. Now, he's gotten a lot of materials from various colleges all over the country, but that one, I bet they've sent him 20 different things in the mail. Every couple of weeks or so, we get stuff from them. We've never contacted them for anything. I don't know. They really want him to go to school there. I don't know why. But he thought about it long and hard and said, I don't want to go to college. I did a whole video about it previously. And I've always told him, I'm fine with whatever you decide to do, whether you want to go to college or not. I'm fine with whatever, as long as it's legal and it does not involve living in my house for free and laying on the couch playing video games all day. As long as you have a plan and you're going to pay me rent and, you're going to do your part, I'm fine with whatever you decide to do. I don't have a problem with it. Because I know what it feels like to have a parent try to dictate to you what your life is going to look like after high school. Yeah, no, because I had that. I had that attempted. Somebody attempted to do that to me. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I don't really care if you approve or not. With all due respect, it is my life, and I don't want to do that with my life. I want to do something different. It didn't go over very well. But that's a story for another day. All right, I'm gonna go in there. It's gonna do this all day. It's gonna rain all freaking day, you know. So I guess I'm just gonna have to live with it. I'm gonna go in there and just see if I make a video. Great. If not, I'm not gonna worry about it. But thank you so much for watching and for being here. I hope you're staying dry and you have lovely weather where you are. Shit, it was hot yesterday. I was walking around in a tank top and capri pants, and now it's 46 degrees and rainy and gross. And it's supposed to be even colder tomorrow. I don't care for it a bit. But it'll warm up eventually and stay that way. Yeah, by July I'll be wishing for a day like this. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you before I go. I have an interview Monday for that job. Yes, we set it up. I have an interview Monday, so I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited. So, yes, I have an interview, so I'm very excited. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.